Hello to all traders and welcome back to the market review brought to you by Orbex. Where else can we start but yesterday's Fed interest rate decision and also most interestingly their comments after the decision. So we had a 25 basis point rate cut which was expected and pretty much priced into the market after gold has been creeping higher and higher over the past week. But most importantly, they were projecting another 50 basis point cut by the end of the year, and even though that the Fed is only meeting 2 more times before the end of the year, we should expect each of those meetings to have another cut at least of 25 basis points per round. So what does that mean for the markets? Well, it looks like we are buying the rumors, selling the news, because upon it, we did see another record high for gold above 3,700 for the first time ever. But since then, as you can see on the charts today, we've dropped roughly about $70. So the selling of the news really seems to be the catalyst now. And it's the same thing with the dollar. We had a very weak dollar for the majority of the week, but since then the indexes and most of the forex pairs have pretty much returned their gains. But let's get right into the charts on gold. Like I said, if we just check a look on the daily chart, you can see the momentous drive that we've seen since the back end of August. So nearly over a month now of bullish rhetoric, wave after wave of upside potential, obviously buying the rumor that the Fed is going to start cutting rates by at least 25 basis points. Since then, as you can see, from the moment it was announced, if we actually go onto the 1 hour chart, it'd be quite easier to see. From the moment it was announced, we saw such a big whipsaw in price action of roughly about $50 to $60 in that straight after the announcement was made. And then since then, as you can see here, we're breaking lower lows and now trading closer towards 3,600 than 3,700. So what does that mean? We could see more of a sell-off ensue because the news is gone now, and until the next Fed meeting, or possibly until the next CPI inflation data, which is shockingly creeping higher away from the 2% target of the Fed, we could see more of a downturn, that's for sure. So 3,600 is the next target as bears really move in and buyers take most of their chips off the table as well. With the RSI just getting around, just moving out of the neutral area towards the oversold area, we could see a slight bounce higher, but the rhetoric and the early conversation, the early gossip at the moment is that we will be seeing possibly another downturn in gold. Let's look on the DXY. As you can see here, from hitting this particular low, pretty much a bit of a false spike now towards 96. We are trading closer in the mid of the 97 area. So let's just take a look on the daily chart for the DXY as well, because it has been under a lot of pressure. We did break the previous low, which is quite important, but as you can see here, it was pretty much a bit of a false negative because we are now bouncing a bit higher. How much can we go? Can we get back to 100 anytime soon, which is the next psychological resistance? We'll have to wait and see, but just keep an eye out for the big events coming your way. The Fed is really driving the market at the moment. They had no choice pretty much but to break this 25 basis points deadlock, and we're just waiting to see now if that's going to have any big meaning on the next move for gold, particularly because, like I said, it's sold off roughly about $60 to $70 since the announcement. So in such a short space of time, we've had a bit of a drop, but we have had drops before in the bullish run for gold, and it could happen again. It could just be a slight pause because, like I said in previous videos, a lot of economists are looking on 4,000 by the end of the year, which, as you can see here, isn't really that far away if you think how far gold has come in the last few months. So we'll bring you all the latest in fundamentals and technicals as they come. So let me know what you're trading on. Are you still thinking gold is bullish? Are we looking for a bit of a correction at the moment? Let me know what you think on our Telegram and YouTube channels, and we'll speak again next time around. Bye for now.